Anyone here watch Apprentice? Yeah. Hey, there we go. So my name's Alex Mills, and as I said, and welcome to my little speech. As I said, I've got a little clicky thing here, so we're just going to have a go through this. So basically, today, what we got? So today, there we go. Okay, so I'm just going to talk about a couple of things today. Number one, who I am. Quite important, so you can all learn a little bit. My journey into business, so I'll just kind of go through that. We'll also talk a little bit about The Apprentice. Life now after The Apprentice, and we're just going to have a little bit of a chat. This is a small informal chat. We're going to take some questions later. So again, as I told Jason in The Apprentice, so will you all be quiet, you silly shits. If you didn't watch The Apprentice, you don't get it. I'm not insulting you. Okay, right, so basically, who am I? Well, I was born on June the 30th, 1990, and this is my second Christmas. Oh, see? I've got 1.5 here, and I always like to put this picture up just to prove that my eyebrows are genuine. As we can see there, I was actually born with them. Lived a fairly normal life, as I said. Grew up in just outside Cardiff. Mum, dad, brother, sister. And did what everything did. Go to school. As me in primary school again. Again, eyebrows still just proving that they are genuine. And they are really there. And as I said, started off life and went to school. I went on to high school, secondary school. And it was really kind of in the middle to end of secondary school, I noticed that I started having a little bit of a problem, and some teachers were writing home to me, to my mother. This quote was one from my teachers, where we believe Alex has a concentration problem. He demonstrates the clear potential but fails to apply himself. We also think he may have dyslexia. And this was quite a bit of a gutting thing for me. It wasn't very nice. I didn't really fit in with school anyway. And I felt like I was kind of being labelled as though like special child, and all that kind of stuff. So it is what it was. So basically then, at the end of school, didn't do very well in my GCSEs, so I went on to this place called Bridgend College. And Bridgend College was perfect for me. College, as I said, was really better for me because it was more about hands-on learning. I'm not an academic in any way. I cannot be taught something, remember it, and then write it on a test. I'd much rather get out there, start doing things, and make mistakes, and then have another go again. When I was in college, I went into a band. So this is my old band. It's quite dark, but this is me, just on the side there. It was a metal band. We were really, really cool. And here's a better picture of me at the time with my best mate, Julian. A bit of a strange photo, but there we go. I think really when I got into a band, it was my first kind of foray into business, as it would be. I'm not from a family with a lot of money. And for me, when I was in a band, there was kind of a stage whereby I realised that I could set up gigs, or I could buy t-shirts and sell them and really make money out of money. So, it would cost 100 quid to run an event, make 200 quid, made 100 quid, it seemed quite easy. Obviously, you can't live off that, so I had to get a job. My first job was actually a housekeeper. And, so I started off life as a housekeeper in a Vale of Glamorgan hotel. And again, I think housekeeping, brilliant job. It was really, really good because I think it really got me and made me understand the value of money. I was 16 years old back then. I was earning £4.20 an hour. You could do that back then. And, really having the kind of, to understand the value of money in a way by a Burger King, I don't know, it cost me 5 quid. So it was an hour and a bit of picking up dirty, shitty, shagged in linen on a Sunday morning. It's not exactly the best thing in the world. So after that then, after leaving college, I got my car. As I said, this really helped me with my goal setting. So I kind of was able to understand from my job, that I want something, it costs X amount, so I have to work so many shifts to get what I want. And that was really kind of my goal setting, to kind of have a goal and really kind of strategize and move backwards to where I was, to make a kind of definitive plan and have a go to see, if I could get there. So basically, my little journey into business. So I left college and I started off working in a graphic design agency called Bigfoot Creative. I qualified as a graphic designer. This was in the middle of the recession, so this went bust. And then I went to go work for a slate sign company, and then this went bust. So, realistically, it was the middle of the recession, 2009. I was 19 years old. I had very little qualifications, and qualifications were worth nothing because no one was hiring. And, so what I decided to do is I took what I knew, my skills, and most importantly, my strengths. And I thought to myself, well, I've got 1,200 quid's worth of redundancy money. I'm going to go and do it myself. And that was really kind of it. So then I founded a company out of a mate's garage, basically bought loads of second-hand machinery from eBay, and formed this company called Prestige Slate. And effectively, I used to work for a slate company, and I thought, I'm going to do what I used to do. But one key thing that I was told very thankfully by someone who was quite high up in business, they said, make sure before you start, what are you going to do differently or better to your previous employer? Because clearly that didn't work. And I decided that my website, graphic designer, is going to be a bit more refined, easier to use. This was the time tablets and smartphones were coming in, and that's what I wanted to do. Marketing, again, being more targeted and focused, less wasting money on different things. Utilising technology to make a better product and better customer service. But most importantly, and a key thing for when you're starting off in business, as Brad was saying, it's not all about BMWs, it's all about continually investing. You make money, you put it back in the company. You make money, you put it back in the company. And, I wasn't afraid to try new things and learn. Again, a key point I would stress to anyone looking to start up in business. Do not be afraid to go out there and try things and learn from it. It's not going to go right. We all make millions of mistakes. But it's by making the mistakes that we know what to do. So a couple of little things we did. So like these were some little foldouts I used to have made up. Used to put some signs in them and send them off to various garden centres, pay them a commission when they come to the door. Simple. I also went into architectural work, using big monoliths and such like this and doing a lot more corporate contracts. To sum it up, this is me when I was 19 years old at the quarry in North Wales. This man with a very devilishly moustache is called Dewi, and this one is called Gareth. Very, very Welsh names, Dewi and Gareth. And yeah, so basically, just to kind of sum this up for you, okay, so I started off with 1,200 quid in a mate's garage in the Welsh Valleys making 20 orders a week. In 2 years, I had a factory, staff, and was making 10,000 orders a year. I was also doing commercial construction supply work, and I was also applying for a royal warrant, which meant that the royal family used my stuff. So again, I used to make all the opening plaques for any event the royal family went to. Princess Margaret, I think that is, Prince Charles, the Queen, and this was the one I really missed out on. So, made a plaque for the arts club, and I was asked to go to this party afterwards, and I said, I can't work, about 21 at the time. Gwyneth Paltrow and Cameron Diaz showed up. Oh, I saw that in the Daily Mail the next day. Mail Online, you'll read it? Yeah. So basically, I was like that, really gutted. But then I needed change. As I said, I decided to leave Prestige Slate and to sell my shares to my business partner at the time. It was really hard, but I knew it was the right decision to make, and I wanted to go and do something new, something bigger, and something better. The problem is with Slate Signs memorials, you can only make one. It's not like someone comes back for another memorial. As I said, like that, they're dead, they're not coming back, as I said, that was really it. So basically, I had an idea to create an innovative approach to the legal and insurance market, so I thought I'd get some investment. And this is quite simply why I'm on The Apprentice. Sorry, Rachel. Dragon's Den said no to me. The Apprentice said yes. It was simple as that. I wanted investment. Girlfriend at the time said, you should try these two. Dragon's Den said no. The Apprentice said yes. So then I got onto The Apprentice. And there's me. The creepiest, strangest photo ever. Really shared and tweeted about and all kind of stuff like this. I didn't realise I looked that creepy at the time. Again, The Apprentice was a brilliant experience. As I said, I made the folder. I don't know if everyone remembers this. It was a chair that turned into a table. Sugar said it was the best product he'd ever seen in the whole history of the programme. Yes, that's what I like. First Welsh candidate, and I do that. Dressed as a sergeant. I also dressed as Herbert the Pervert for a dating advert. And was compared to Dracula by most of the nation. Most importantly then, I got fired by this guy. This was really hard, and I'll tell you what, it's hard on TV. But in fairness, Sugar did say when I got fired, he said, for someone as young as you are someone to be admired. You will succeed if you stick to something, but for me it's too early, and it's with the deepest regret that Alex, you're fired. And in fairness, that wasn't too bad. I was 22 years old, I had to go to business, I was kind of put in this situation. In fairness, to get validation from Lord Sugar, it's not worth £250,000, but it's quite good. I was quite pleased with myself with that. Considering I used to be Consuelo the housekeeper. So basically, what is life now? So life changed 1 week after the final. So The Apprentice is kind of filmed September to November 2012, and it was on telly kind of March to July 2013. A week after the final, my father suffered a massive stroke on holiday and was left paralysed on the right-hand side and left unable to speak. 1 week after the final. After that then, for 6 months, I had to become his carer. It was a pain in the arse because he came back with my mother, and then my mother decided to fall over and break her elbow, so then she couldn't drive, and it was just, talk about dark times, this was a real dark, it was just, and all this kind of stuff. I had some TV work and I turned it down. But in all fairness, I think it was the right decision for me. I think I'm much more better business person than I am being on Big Brother or getting my boobies out. Yeah, so that's kind of what happened. But actually what had happened is that when The Apprentice had finished filming, the business plan I took to Lord Sugar, I wasn't allowed to do anything with until the programme finished. The reason for this is in case it turns out to be quite a good idea, Sugar technically has them first dibs on it. And that's why. So basically, I decided then to start an insurance company called Dynamo Cover. And then, effectively a year later, on December 2013, I was out of the blue offered a share exchange of my new business. This effectively means a larger insurer, basically I paid an insurance company because I said, I want to make this product, I don't know how to do insurance, I read some stuff online, does this make sense? And I said, yeah, paid them, they made it. And then they said, actually, this is a really good idea, so I tell you what, why don't we do a share exchange? They're turning over, this company, Source Insurance, turning over 25 million, and they want to take some shares in my business and I have some shares in that. Champion, would you say no? And as I said, so Dynamo Cover is a specialist cycling insurance provider, and I myself am a cyclist. So there's me with my bike. So basically, one thing that was quite key is, and I think the Dragon's Den really kind of brought me up into this. I remember watching Rachel when I was really kind of getting interested in business. But owning 100% of F-All is worth F-All. This may not be something for you to think about doing now, especially just starting up, but something to bear in mind certainly for the future. You see, The Apprentice and Dragon's Den opened my eyes to this mentality, the fact that it's not all about working for me, I'm the big man, I'm the big boss, I can do everything, yada, yada, yada. It's actually working with other people and helping them helping you and, making something bigger. I think this is quite a key point, and I think Brad has touched on this as well. You see, a big belief is crucial, but a big ego is deadly. And I think you've got to have that belief, that vision, that whole, I am going to have my company, it's going to be like this, it's going to be amazing, it's going to be awesome. But don't have the ego to think to yourself that it's all me, it's only on me and stuff like that. And share out the responsibility, live a bit of a life. So yeah, just to finish off, so basically just to summarise where I am now. So Dynamo Cover is a privately owned company and it's completely debt-free. We have no borrowings, no nothing, okay? I founded it obviously in partnership with Source Insurance. We have 60 plus staff. We have over 71,000 customers, and we've just launched our integration platform into retailers and insurers. Effectively, home insurance is not covering the risks of cyclists anymore, and there are 14.5 million cyclists, and none of them have any insurance whatsoever. So what we're doing is that we're going into home insurance providers to effectively take the risk from them, just like when you get car insurance and it's like, do you want window protection? Click yes, that's another company. That's kind of what we're doing. And we also have a lot of retailers who are now going to sell their own brand insurance. But again, this is just the beginning. As I say, guys, listen, thank you very much for that. I'm sorry if I dragged on, but yeah, follow me on Twitter.